Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our session. For those who know me a little bit for previous session, I have a habit to do very complex titles, so I won't say it. You can read it. But as you can understand, we're gonna talk about a lot of things: humans, vehicles, services, and everything inside Unreal magically tied. So let's begin.
Okay, so thanks you guys for joining us today. My name is Yuliya. I'm a part of Flexis. So my job is a co-creation leader. Flexis is a new gen OEM. Basically, we produce vehicles, electric vehicles, so utility vehicles for last mile delivery. And my job as a co-creation leader to make sure that our vehicles are tailor made for our clients and they represent exactly the perfect vehicle for their needs, their operations, and they're not just a random vehicles. So they're very tailor made, especially for their needs.
And I am Mohamed Marouene, and I am the CEO and co-founder of SoWhen. And my job with our clients is really to try to help them envision all the possibility with Unreal Engine and 3D real-time technologies and their field and market, and how we can take all the creativity and technology, mix them together to give great concept for communication, training, everything. So before going into the session itself, please, I want from the audience to give a big applause to our team because they are behind all the magic that was done in this virtual universe. So thank you. A few words about SoWhen. So SoWhen, the Createch company. We are a company that is a hybrid type of company. We have inside our team designers, directors, engineers, tech arts, and what we do with our client is we understand their field, their market, and we try to create concept for them to help them communicate in a more innovative way. And when we are talking about communication, it's communication with a big C. It could be product communication, it could be communication internally, HR, anything, and we try to help them innovate there. And we work on all type of field, from automotive, entertainment, like the Walt Disney Company, energy, etc. And we are one of the gold service partner of Unreal Engine, and we are very proud of that. How about Flexis?
Flexis is a young startup just freshly created last year. Basically, we are a joint venture between Renault, Volvo, and the logistics player CMA CGM. Flexis is born out of several constraints that we see today. Is that you know that European cities create harsh ecological regulations. They would create low emission zones, zero emission zones in city centers, like here in Stockholm. And at the same time, we all witnessed a race of online shopping and delivery during last years after the COVID, during and after the COVID. And this is why Flexis was created, to provide our clients with a comprehensive offer of electric light commercial vehicles and a set of digital services to support these vehicles. We want to be just one thing about our values as well. We want to be as client-centric and people-centric as possible, unlike our competitors who are very product-centric. They would just hand over a catalog to you and say, why don't you choose one of our vehicles? We really want to make them tailor-made for our clients. And basically, when we met SoWhen, it was at the very beginning of our journey at Flexis, because we had as a huge challenge is that the vehicles were not yet available. So we needed to show our clients and our prospects something that would appeal to them, that would make them dream. And our PowerPoint presentation is obviously not enough. So we called SoWhen to help us with this. And we wanted to make sure that we create something showcasing the three pillars of our business, which are the vehicles, the services and solutions, and the humans, of course. And this is how we created a virtual universe that we will present to you today, putting human at its core, our drivers and our fleet managers. And we created a delivery journey with a real-life scenario of a delivery routine of a parcel.
And on our side, when we heard the challenges of Flexis, and we did several brainstorming together to find the right balance on what we need to create to make it as useful as possible as a tool, and to also try to give this tool to any type of department that they have. And the answer for that, we started with the delivery journey and showing and simulating the delivery journey of the vehicles, and we went full on virtual universe after. And this virtual universe, as the core challenges and things that Flexis is addressing, is also using several creative tools inside of Unreal and tools that we created to address these subjects: the humans, the vehicles, and the services and solution. And we'll see during this session the cool thing that we think that we created for each of this pillar. So let's see some images before going further. I present to you Yvette.
Hey, I'm Yvette. I'm a digital delivery driver for Flexis. Follow me. I'll take you on a fast ride through the virtual universe we created with SoWhen. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let's move to the first pillar, which is the zoom on the human.
Like I told you, we're in a human-centric company, and we wanted to make sure we put the human at the core. So we started with the MetaHuman creation. Basically, what we took as a basis for our project is the persona files that we already have developed with our marketing team. And we talk a lot with our clients to gain as much insights as possible on their drivers, their fleet managers. What exactly do they do? What exactly are their missions? How do they perform it? What do they wear? Exactly every detail. And this is the information we provided to SoWhen to help us with the creation of MetaHuman.
And I think something that is very interesting in this project with MetaHumans is that we try to also harness what's possible fast in MetaHuman Creator. Yvette and Leon, the main characters of this virtual universe, they are made totally in the MetaHuman Creator, and we took all the information from the persona that Flexis gave us to start creating and validating and iterating with Flexis directly. So we created the first version of the face and the body, and after that we started iterating, adjusting the color of the skin, some attribute, to get really to something that can connect to their audience. And this was really possible thanks to MetaHuman Creator, and we didn't even need to go into extra personalize, getting the face outside of MetaHuman Creator into ZBrush. We stayed totally in MetaHuman Creator. So I think what we can say here, it's possible to get this kind of results just by staying in MetaHuman Creator. Something else that I want to also talk about is the fact that after getting the faces and the bodies, we went into having what's right in terms of uniform, because these characters need to symbolize key messages for the client and for the client of our client. That's why we got inspiration from what already existing as the technical test that you can see there. And we tried to get, using Marvel's designer, the right kind of uniform to symbolize Leon, the fleet manager, and Yvette, the driver. We needed just to change a little bit the hairstyle to enter without interpenetration into the cap in Blender, but for all the rest, it was Marvel's designer and Unreal directly. And also the test that you can see there, you will talk about it a little bit more later with the personalization system. We needed also to find the right balance where we can input our personalization system into the shader of the uniforms. And after we finished it with the uniforms, these characters were ready to be animated thanks to motion capture. And before talking about how we did it, I want to say a few words about the multiverse, which is a part that is integrated into SoWhen. We have our own hybrid virtual production studio where we can mix between virtual production and motion capture. And in this space, we are equipped with the Capture. If you have any question, Alex is here in the audience after, and it's really a great system. And we are going to talk about how the Capture and the markerless motion capture let us give life and breathe life inside of Leon and Yvette.
So for me, my job was to play Yvette in there. So for me, it was the very first experience of any shooting, of any motion capture. And I was surprised how seamless and easy it was for me. So basically, we spent a day. I had to perform driver gestures, and a colleague of mine had to perform fleet management gestures. And we actually played the delivery routine from morning to evening, like a delivery guy would deliver a parcel to you using Flexis vehicles. We had a quick review post-shooting to validate each scene, which was really seamless and very quick and easy to do afterwards. And we also had to overcome some physical constraints. As you can see here, we had a wooden mock-up instead of a real vehicle mock-up, so we need to use our imagination as well. And also, for example, for the funny part, for the charging port door, when we plug in the electric vehicle and we unplug it from charging, it was a colleague of mine who actually played the role of the door. He opened it for me, I plugged it in, and then when I unplugged it, he had to close it. So it was a very important role for thank you for him. Thank you, Guillaume.
And Yuliya, like she said, it was the first time for her to do motion capture or any type of acting or performance. And this is the magic behind the markerless system and what we have with the Capture system. The learning curve is inexistent, is something very fast, and there is no huge calibration that need to be done with the performer. So we were entering the field and we starting iterating, capturing this movement that we are going to use. The process that we had is we took measurement from the physical mock-ups that started to be built, and also we took the measurement that we had from the CAD that we got to try to bring as much as possible as physical element to make this capture exact from the beginning, like the height of the step-in van or the placement of the door, the steering wheel, etc. And after that, we synchronized the scene inside of Unreal with a representation of the van, and we started capturing and testing some movement, seeing the limitation of the space, and adjusting all the movement that we needed to get. And in one day, I think we had more than 100 type of movement that become after the library of animation of Yvette and Leon. And these type of animation were used to different use cases. They were used interactively in the virtual universe to react on the way that the character moved inside in real time inside the universe, but also they were used to create offline media for social media and etc. And this library will grow when we have other needs, other vehicle, other element that we need to achieve. And you can see one of our capture here on the screen. But it wasn't just the human that we captured. Even it's not really what we can call motion capture vehicle, but I like the way that it feels, motion capture vehicle. Let me explain a little bit how we got into animating the van inside the virtual universe. The first idea that we had is creating a system, and this is what we did, creating a system automated where the vehicle using Chaos vehicle rig moved on a spline around the virtual universe to attain the different steps into the delivery journey and to get this animation. But what we had wasn't, we needed to get something that is more organic. And we need to get some type of movement for parking and things like that. That couldn't really be easily done just by driving the vehicle with a spline. So the team had the idea to connect steering wheel and everything, a physical one, to the vehicle using also the Chaos vehicle rig. And we started capturing and driving the van all around the virtual universe, and we got all the movement that we needed for the van to use them, like the library of animation of Yvette and Léon, for video, but also for interactive type of behavior of the van, and it works really well. One last thing that for us is on the human side of this project is our system Harmony, which is a pop-up system that let us put automatically content inside pop-ups in Unreal. And the idea there is that this tool needs to adapt to the need of our client. And we are in a phase on the project where there is a lot of numbers that are moving, a lot of elements that need to be moved. So we give them the ability with Harmony to have every content on the virtual universe editable easily. They stop into one of the pop-ups, they have a shortcut that they use, and then they put the new text, they save it, and it goes into the database. And the system was we used HTML pages that were loaded directly in the Chromium browser of Unreal Engine, and we had our database behind to put the right content on the right place, and we create a template of these web pages that respect the rules of the universe. And that's in that way. Anytime Flexis needed to change or adapt the content, even just before a meeting, for a reason, they could do it and save it locally. Now, let's move to the vehicle.
Yeah. The most important part of our business.
So a few words about the import of the CAD data that we got from Flexis. In the beginning, we had an approach, a hybrid approach, where we used external softwares in Unreal to try to correct the different element of the van to prepare it to be integrated inside of the virtual universe. And we use, of course, the alias because this CAD data was created in alias. But we had some constraint about that, the timing of modification and the going outside of Unreal, inside of Unreal, wasn't fast enough and good enough for us. And we changed then for an approach with a full integration inside Unreal Engine. And using DataSmith and data prep, we could automate a lot of different tasks in the import of this vehicle, because we got the engineer version of the vehicle with all the names that are very long and all the elements, and we created scripts and tools to preserve the metadata of the vehicle, but still having a naming convention that was convenient for all our interaction and our use. And also, with this, we could have on the data cache the original CAD data, and we could create and iterate the different version that we needed to the different use cases. The one for the full version for the cinematics, the one that were more optimized just to be put in some of the scene. And that was very, very flexible for us to use this system. And we created also some tools to help us to manage and batch merge the element inside of Unreal, like you can see here, where we can register our selections so that each time we got, for example, new data from Flexis, or we need to create a new version, we could go back to the selection, adjust it, and continue automatize the adding all the texture and all the shaders to these part of the vehicle. Next, the customization part, which is, I think, one of the coolest part of this project. As I said earlier, this tool does not serve only the internal needs of Flexis. It serves also sales teams, communication teams, and they will have clients that will buy their vehicles and services. And we wanted to give the power to immerse the client of Flexis in a very efficient and fast way inside this virtual universe. And the way that it works is in a few clicks, you just, in any part of the virtual universe, you click on the panel and you choose the logo, a primary and a secondary color. And thanks to the actor component attached to the vehicle, we could address the automatization of the customization, and it doesn't stop there. This personalization system, we want it to be global in the virtual universe. So whenever you put colors a new logo, you are going to be changing the vehicle, the package inside of the vehicle, the depot of the client with the logo of the client there, and even all the uniforms of the team of the driver that are living inside the virtual universe. And with this, in this way, you can have your client living their product before even starting discussing numbers and immersing them and pushing more the discussion with the client.
Yeah, for sure. Today, we mostly use it as a great enabler for sales presentations. Obviously, our clients, when I show them just a gray vehicle or I show them a vehicle with their colors, their logo, it becomes real in their heads, even if the physical vehicle is not there yet. So they can project themselves. They can picture themselves driving this vehicle. They can picture this vehicle inside of their fleet. It's a really great enabler for us, for our salespeople. At the same time, we use them during physical events, international fairs. So this is a very great tool to just present what we are, to show how innovative we are compared to a very traditional industry, which is automobile. And we use also a lot of exports for marketing, communications, and other use cases where it comes handy to be able to export in several clicks the image, the exact image that you needed for exact client that you needed for.
One last system that we created for the vehicle part, as the vehicle in itself is not everything that Flexis is selling to their client. There is a lot of invisible parts and things in the vehicle that we need to show. And for that, we created a system where we can move from a normal to an X-ray view to see the internal parts and observe also the different claims about the low floor, for example, the 7 van and the autonomy and etc. And also even observe the way that the driver is seated inside the vehicle comfortably, because there's something very important also. All these invisible things were possible by giving this X-ray mode inside the universe. And we didn't stop at the shader of the vehicle itself. What we wanted to do is really get the focus of the person that are seeing this this vehicle to the part inside of the vehicle. So we created a level sequence that modified the lighting and the effects on the road that we see here to make it darker, add this grid effect on the floor to really see what's important in the X-ray mode.
And this comes really useful when I have my clients who are in more advanced stages of co-creation. This is an easy tool to use for me to show them what's actually inside the vehicle. If they want to optimize their cargo zone, for example, I can see, like we said about the lower floor, I can show them why is it low, because the battery is all flat and we don't waste any space in there, and it can be a useful space for them to stock their parcels, etc. So this tool, basically for us, it can be a replacement for physical prototyping, which is more complex, more costly, and this is like an easy tool for anyone to use. Even if I had to pass it over to a colleague, in 10 minutes he's onboarded.
So let's move on now to the services and solutions.
Yeah, so why? Because, like we told you, we have these three pillars, which are the humans, the vehicles, and the services. When you showcase a vehicle in a virtual universe, it's relatively simple. You can understand how you do it, humans as well, but services is the most tricky part because it seems ephemeral. It's like there, but without, it's not something that you can touch. So we had a challenge in here to represent it because we talked to very different people. We talked to drivers, to fleet managers, but also to sustainability managers, to procurement teams. Some of people that we talked to as clients, they are decision makers, others are not. So we needed to come up with the simulation of services and solutions that would be easily understandable to any people that we're addressing to, and still putting human at its center.
And as this message and all the complexity of what Flexis is giving back to their clients, we needed really to explain it, to simulate in the most realistic and complete way how the service work, how the solution work. And for that, we needed to create context around the product. And for that, we studied together where are the key parts where their product evolve. So for that, we created the depot. We created an urban part of the city, but also we created the COC, the Consumer Operations Center, where we have the fleet advisor connected through the platform of Flexis to help the fleet manager and the driver. And everything was tied together inside the virtual city. And we had this approach also to have an art direction where everything that is connected directly to the service and solution were realistic in its shading, but the rest is stylized to make everyone focus again on the key messages. Some of these parts were custom made to really follow the indication, and we did concept design for that, and we created them and integrated them on Unreal Engine. But for the rest, were model packages that existed already in our library and that we used. And one of the things that is interesting for this part and for the city on itself, we created a system where we can use, generate from splines the roads of the city. And from the roads, we have the pavement around the road. And when the road connects to themselves, we create the zone where we can scatter the different buildings. Even, as you can see in the image, we created a system to calculate the distance in each pavement to see if we can introduce a parking slot, because this is one of the things that is important for delivery, to find this right spot to park, and also to showcase how the vehicle can move in a very narrow street or a wide one. And the streets themselves were generated using geometry script that let us control everything on the side of the street dynamically. And for the rest, we used Blueprint to scatter everything on the city. And we had this right balance between optimization and custom made to create this environment and tie it again, everything together.
The delivery journey is like a cherry on the top of our virtual universe. We needed to showcase our vehicles in their jungle, in narrow city streets and real-life conditions. Just like Mohamed said, it's very difficult when you drive a van to find a parking space, to be able to deliver your parcel. And this is where SoWhen helped us a lot.
This is the central part of the virtual universe of Flexis. The delivery journey is composed of three main features, which is the interactive map. This is a map that shows you the full trajectory of the vehicle from the beginning to the end, and you see also all the events that can happen inside of this delivery journey, and you have the choice to choose exactly one. If you need to show a special message to a client, not see the full journey, or you could start and click and see the full journey together. And like I said before, the journey is already customized with whatever you put on the other side of the virtual universe. We have also the interactive video system, where you can play it and stop it. These are cinematic that are connected together, and where we put the different animation and everything. And it's not just a video that you can play, it's really an interactive video where you can explore, modify the different texts that appears in the pop-up using also the harmony system. And finally, the time freeze mode. And for the time freeze mode, the idea is you click pause, and we have this new camera that can move and navigate inside a virtual bubble on the scene to go deeper if you want in one of the details of the scene.
This is very useful for us when I'm in front of my customer and let's say they're interested in some feature of the vehicle, and I'm able to pause my presentation and navigate within the scene, choosing the right angle to show them this feature. And then I just can continue my presentation from where I paused, and it is really a great enabler for us.
So this was a tour of the most interesting part in this virtual universe. And now let's move to some of today's use cases.
So here on the left, you see the video that was our trailer for Paris Motor Show last year. The vehicles were not released yet to the public, so we needed something to tease, to give a hint without showing too much. And SoWhen came up with this great trailer. I still get goosebumps every time I see it. I find it very beautiful with the lights and the shades and everything. It was a huge success there for us. And on the right, you see like our day-to-day job. We have our clients coming to our Paris showroom for visits, for workshops. And what's going on is that we have this huge 30 square meter screen where we show their vehicle personalized with their colors, their logo. I can guarantee you every time they cross, they enter the room, it's like a wow effect because they see this huge vehicle, almost real size, with their logo ready for them. And we also obviously use it on different international fairs. And here you have the examples from the UK, from Germany. It's very easy for us being on the stand to present Flexis to the prospects that come to our stand, but also it's easy for them even autonomously discover what we offer, because this tool is very easy to understand, and if they're interested, there is always a salesperson right next to them to continue the discussion.
And as you can see in all these several use cases, everything started from the same assets. And this is what's great with Unreal Engine and this kind of system that we create in virtual universes is you start from these assets and you have images, videos, interactive system, configurators, and everything on the same virtual universe. And we got even to go a little bit farther and starting brainstorming also with the Flexis team to see what are the other use cases that we can get from the virtual universe or get it inside the virtual universe. For example, when we we connected the chaos vehicle rig to the steering wheel and recorded the animation, this gave us the idea, what if we create like a serious game where the driver could receive indication in a secondary screen, like in the vehicle, and he or she had the mission to deliver a number of package, and he see the events happening and he respond to the alert that are on the system, and it's a really interactive way to learn about the services and the solution and all the benefits that Flexis can bring. All in a game that is using Unreal Engine. Also, what you can see in the small videos is we have a piece of software that we created that lets you see on the Quest 3 the data and to see it on a real scale. And as you can see right now, we have the step-in van in its real size in front of our office, and you can really imagine, for example, you are with a client in their depot, they can see the advantage of having this size of product there and how they can manage in the street and test it live with this kind of tool and explore even the interior of the vehicle. And also we have uses for VR where we can immerse and maybe in storytelling story inside of the van. And for that, we use MRQ to export 360 videos, and we could have them also in a headset and be immersed directly inside of the vehicle and living what Yvette is living inside the virtual universe.
Well, to sum it all up, I think the coolest thing is that nothing is set in stone, and we can add to our universe. It can evolve as long as our company and our business evolves as well. It can be used by not only sales and marketing team, but also go wider with the engineering team, the HR. So currently we have the HR that perform their onboarding for new hires with this tool. We recently hosted a student internship, so I used this tool to present what Flexis is to them. So you can imagine that instead of going through a boring PowerPoint presentation, seeing this, it sparked their eyes. They asked me questions about the company, about this tool, what's possible, what's not possible. So it was a great opportunity to present this to them, and it's only the beginning.
Indeed. And I think one of the things that was very important to make this project possible, Yuliya present her role as a co-creation leader in Flexis, and it's the same for us in the work what we've done with Flexis. It's really a co-creation process from the beginning with the engineer teams, with the design teams, with the services, and everyone put from his ideas and how we can input right amount of interactivity and messages inside this virtual universe. And it won't be possible if we are not in this kind of co-creation process together.
For sure.
So thank you everyone for listening, and we're open to question if there is any.
Thank you.